нету самого интересного, у меня нету бокса, то есть я не боксирую. Мы ждем, по сути, официального объявления от нашего промоутера и от организаторов этого поединка, и все. Есть ринг, есть оппонент, есть цель. Главное, чтобы были судьи и могли определить сильнейшего. Для каждого спортсмена.
October 17th. Sorry, good morning, y'all. October 17th. Y'all do not want to miss it. Vasyl Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. This is going to be a fight that's going to not only unify, it's going to create an undisputed champion. So we all want to tune in for this fight. As far as I'm concerned, I feel like WBC, they've written it wrong so far with this franchise champion bullshit, because Lomachenko, his WBC belt is up for grabs in this fight. So far, it seems like both of them are still on the same track that they've been on before they even was in line to fight each other. They're both, one thing's for sure and two things for certain. Teo, he's definitely been building this brand, and I'm proud of him with that. Not only inside the ring, outside the ring, and Loma the same thing. Like Loma, he's been building his brand still in Ukraine, and but more so in Ukraine than in the United States. Like we don't really see Loma really doing too much promoting in the United States. At least like Teo. Like Teo, he does fight hype interviews all the time. He goes live, you know, with Rolly talking this shit against Tank and shit and whatever. He had it's Max on Boxing, in ESPN, and then First Take interview just almost a week ago, and I don't know. It's like with Teo's hard to read for me. Like Teo has this like, he has this way to me. Like Teo has this way to me that he knows how to use like his fear to his advantage in a way. Like when you really look at it, like I'm not gonna lie. After the Asian fight, or at least during that Asian dude he fight, like it was an ugly fight for him pretty much. And after that, it seemed like he was nervous about getting in a ring with Comey, because he said after he beat the Asian dude that he's not fighting no tall, lanky people anymore. And then his next fight, he happened to have to fight Richard Comey. So I sensed a little bit of fear inside of him, but he has this way of using this fear to his advantage. You know what I mean? He knocked Richard Comey out real fast, and I don't think that it was a fluke, so to say, but his timing through, I don't know. I just think that he has a way of using his fear to his advantage, pretty much. Whereas with Loma, Loma's looking at this like how Teo's presenting himself to look at this. Like he's pretty much, Loma's looking at this as like just another fight. You know Loma. He said there's an opponent, there's a ring. It is what it is, pretty much. He was waiting for the date. He finally got the date, and he's training, but he's not really letting us into his world too much. I was on his Instagram earlier, and you see him doing a little bit of promoting still through his Instagram page, but also you see him doing a little bit of bag work, doing promo for this fight and everything, and he seems excited. He seems very excited for the fight, but I don't see us seeing a different Vasyl than we've seen in the past. The interesting thing about this fight is Lomachenko and Teofimo, they're both going into their 16th fight. Vasyl 14-1, and Teofimo, he's 15-0. This was like, I don't even know if Bob even set this up, planned this way, but it's gonna be awesome. The way these two's coming together on their 16th fight, it's like it was destiny, for real. And I think that's the reason why Mauricio, he noticed that, and he noticed just like Teo is that dude at the end of the day. Like he's a belt holder now, so I feel like he had the right as wrong with that franchise belt being put up for grabs. I feel like Vasily, I feel like in order for him to become a star here, even though he has like almost 900,000 followers more than Teofimo, but like for him to become a star here, he needs to be here more. I know we're going through a pandemic, and I know like at the end of the day, like he's not from here. It's not like he wants to be here. He wants to be at home pretty much. But the same way Tyson Fury just dropped everything, signed the Barbarian, and just start taking over United States pretty much. And best believe I'm a Deontay Wilder fan, and I'm rooting for Deontay Wilder in the third fight, and I rooted for Deontay Wilder in every single fight. But we can't deny that Tyson Fury didn't come here and make some money and get some fans pretty much. So I'm like Vasily. Everybody know that Barbarian really wants to do that for Vasily. He loves Vasily. So Lomachenko needs to just chill in the United States a little bit more, train in the United States. I think he was training out of California or something like that for the Gary fight. I'm not sure, but he needs to just spend more time in America, build his brand here, especially if he looks at every fight the same. If you look at every fight the same, then you should be doing a little bit more promoting like Mayweather. Like just you should be cool because with Lomachenko, one thing I know about Loma is he's not scared of anybody. Loma, and he gets more confident the more he places his hands on you, obviously. Teo, he has that like that scared factor in a way to him. I sense, but it's like that's an advantage for him. Like if he didn't have that, I think that he'll be a little bit too lax in some of these fights. But at the same time, though, like Teo, he's a one punch knockout artist. Like Loma, he hurts shit, and he's more of a damage over time, putting these punches together on you. Whereas Teo, he can shock your body and knock you the fuck out. So that's what makes this really, really a good fight. I don't deny Teo's boxing ability at all. I don't deny his heart at all. It's just that specifically for that Richard Comey, I think he was nervous going against a longer guy. Would he have those same nerves coming to the Loma because Loma's name? I don't know. It seemed like he's trying to do a lot of hyping himself up. But at the same time, who am I to read that man's character? He might be dead ass about all this. He might be dead ass about having no fear about Loma being another opponent too. And if it's one of those things, I don't know. I can't say that that's a disadvantage to him, but at the same time, it may lead him to get caught with some careless shots. You know what I mean? Just from not being too worried. I feel like a worried Teo is dangerous Teo. So, shit. Teo's dangerous regardless. So, like I said before, we gotta watch this fight October 17th. No, it's not a PBC card, but a great boxing match is a great boxing match. I'm with you guys. One obviously supporting our people and everything like that, but let's support this sport a little bit more instead of being super biased and trying to create factions and shit. Like, I mean, they're already created all these different promo companies, but there's nothing with supporting these people. You know, what I mean, there's nothing wrong with supporting these people. Max Kellerman, he seems a little bit worried for Teo. I'm pretty sure, being honest with you, like pretty much everyone's kind of worried for Teo because they feel like he's a little bit too confident for this Lomachenko fight. That he's treating Lomachenko how Lomachenko is pretty much looking at him. I feel like with Lomachenko, it's a part of his character to look through his opponents because that's the way his boxing style is. He's about putting combination together and getting out of the way of every single shot. Like so, you know what I mean. Whereas with Teo's more of a I'm gonna walk you down and hurt you type fighter. So you gotta break down that man's heart before you actually hurt them. Like a lot of the times in boxing matches. Good thing about Teo, he's a one punch knockout artist. So will he have to break down Loma? We will see, but shit from past experiences, probably not. If I like my predictions, honestly, my predictions in this fight. I know I've been doing a lot of rambling because this is gonna be an epic ass fight, but my predictions in this fight, I have Teo possibly winning if by knockout by 3. If he don't knock him out by 3, he's not knocking out Lomachenko. And I have Lomachenko possibly stopping Teo by the 10th, or just winning by unanimous decision. Only reason is because I feel like Teo, he has a great opportunity, obviously, of shocking Lomachenko's body in the first couple rounds because Lomachenko wouldn't have got wouldn't have had opportunity of getting used to those punches yet. So Teo could easily set up some shots, just feint, do a lot of feinting, a lot of measuring, and just try to get Loma to open up. And even bait him, just bait him. He can even backs up a little bit because I know Teo could fight off his back foot. Just bait him into that right hand, and then yeah, you know what I mean. I could easily see it happening that way. People improve, nonetheless. You know what I mean. So what I'm about to say, don't really think too deeply into it, but we've seen Tank in Teo's spar. And we seen, even though it's 16-ounce gloves and whatever, Tank was able to take Teo's punches. Even though he was just trying to outbox Tank in the sparring, using his jab a lot, Tank was able to he was able to take those punches. And then Tank literally just outclassed Teo after that. It was sad, for real. Is it possible we're going to see that on that 17th? Possibly. Because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. Teo's not a better boxer than Gary Russell. He's bigger, not better boxer than Gary Russell. He's bigger, not but he's not a better boxer than Gary Russell. And Lomachenko still found the adjustments very early to beat Gary Russell. So that's the thing that scares me with Loma's IQ. Like, it's one thing for Teo to say, I don't fear men, that people respect him too much, people giving too much credit before they even fight him, all of this and that. But it's one thing to say that, and then there's another thing to just not pay attention or not care to pay attention to a person's abilities. I just hope that Teo and his dad's locked in. They see everything about Lomachenko. They know a lot of his go-to adjustments, so they can already beat him to the punch psychologically. You know what I mean? Teo has a really good shot at pulling this upset. I would call it an upset. He was pulling this off. Bob didn't even want this fight originally, but he had to make it happen. He had to. You know what I mean? He didn't want Lomachenko in a dangerous fight like that, but it's here. Now, this is a fight that's going to prove if Teo is going to be that next star, like he's going to be that next dude, because you figure Teo win this, he's pretty much number one in his division. Let's just be real. But if Vasyl wins, then it really just aids to the lore of him, because he's been beating all these people in a Matrix-esque way. But then for him to take out a top prospect who's now a belt holder now, it's like taking out Devin or taking out Ryan or taking out Shakur or taking out even Tank, though Tank been around. You know what I mean? Like taking out the likes of these caliber people, it really shows. It really gives off the lore of Lomachenko of him being just super calculated and just being pretty much a boxing computer. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think inside the comment section about all of this. Do you think that that Teo is not biting off more than he could chew, but he's not really taking his fight as serious as he really should? Because it's not all about what you can do. It's about your defense. Well, I guess it is all about what you can do. If your defense is good, then you're able to work your defense well. You're able to catch, slip, block all out well. So, shit, do you believe in Teo's IQ? Do you believe that Teo, his boxing IQ? Because I feel like he's the way he's talking, he's not looking to just stop Lomachenko. But if it presents itself, he's gonna make it a Teo fight. He's gonna make it a Teo match. One thing I don't want Teo to sleep on is Loma's power. Who do you actually think has more power, even though Teo been stopping people with one punch? Who do you think actually has more power, Lomachenko or Teofimo Lopez? It might seem simple, but Lomachenko, he hurt shit too. And Lomachenko, it's going to be a great match, man. If Lomachenko is still the Lomachenko that we've been seeing, it's going to be a great match. If Teo is still this Teo that we've been seeing, shit, it's going to be a great match. And honestly, I feel like if Teo wins in spectacular fashion, you got to somehow bump him into the rankings. You got to not rankings, but in the pound for pound rankings. Because a lot of people got Vasyl as number one. So it's like you beat the number one pound for pound fighter. As quick of a jump that is. Shit, it's some Chronicles of Riddick shit. You keep what you kill, baby. So, shit. I'm just excited for this fight. I know that Leo Santa Cruz and Tank is gonna be fighting as well around that time. I think it's October 26th. I think that's Leo and Tank. Let me see. Yeah, I think that is. What is that? No, October 24th. October 24th. So that's great. That gives us time to watch both of them. You know what I mean? And my next video is gonna have to be on that one, I guess, cause you know, you know. But stay tuned for my next video. September 12th. Don't forget, it's Meme Machine. September 26th, if I'm not mistaken, is the Charlo Twins. So make sure you check that out. And then yeah, we're gonna keep this going. You know what I mean? Boxing's back. We're all happy. Football is back now, you know what I mean? So if your team's winning, good. If your team's losing, tweet their asses and not force them, but try to get their ass in gear, you know what I mean? But till then, I'm going to see you guys. Bye.